Many of us have heard that analogy about becoming like the 5 people that you hang around with. That's kind of a common myth or belief or principle that's out there. But you know what's interesting is a book that I'm reading recently by James Clear, Atomic Habits, talks about the fact that we actually pick up the habits of the people that we associate with. It's mind-boggling. He gives a few examples. For example, the 11-year-olds that hang with a certain group of peers, they've done studies that at the age of 15, their IQ level begins to rise or fall to the level of relationships that they have around them. Another study showed that partners who become obese, likewise, in many cases, have their partners also begin to assimilate that. And the opposite is true as well. 1/3 of the time when a partner basically loses weight, their partner, spouse, whoever they're associating with, slims down 1/3 of the time. It's unbelievable. It affects IQ, exercise, it affects finances. The point is this: the people that you hang with, you become like, but you also pick up their habits. Think back to high school or college or something like that. If you hung around groups of people that smoked pot, you did. Not all the time, but most likely. We become like the people around us. And in this specific situation, we become like their habits. So if you see people around you and you're saying, oh my gosh, that habit is toxic, listen, you're not just a chameleon, but the reality is that behavior slowly begins to seep into your behavior. It's truly mind-boggling. But the powerful thing about this is that it's a cool thing too. You want to run faster this next year. You want to be better in your business this next year. You want to love your spouse, if you have one, better this next year. You want to increase in your faith. You begin to associate with people that have those habits, and it leaks into you. It leaks into you because we are people who essentially we absorb those habits. It's true about traveling as well. James Clear talks about how even when you're traveling in a certain country, after time, you begin to speak like the other people, their accent, even though you know you're not from that country. So my challenge to you is today, I want to, in fact, let's do this. Let's see if this can become contagious. Why don't you tag somebody who has a habit that is one that you have appreciated, you've liked, it's actually affected you positively? Why not tag that person and thank them? So for me, I want to tag somebody, and when I tag this person, I'm gonna tag a guy named Dave Chambers, and I'm gonna tag Chet Scott, and here's why. These guys are at least a decade older than me. I think actually one of them's 18 years older than me. So think about that. You know, they're going to be 60 relatively soon, and they're still crushing it with exercise. They push me. They make me look in the mirror and say, hey, what am I doing? What's my excuse? And they have pushed me in my life to be better in that area. The habit of exercise, the habit especially of cycling and core work. So just today we did that as well. So I'm going to tag Chet and I'm going to tag Dave Chambers, but I want you to tag somebody that has a habit that you have benefited from. And once you tag them, I think, you know what? Number one, they'll be appreciated. You'll make their day. Number 2, it will also be accountability. Because once you appreciate someone and their habit and what it does, it kind of makes you even more accountable. You can't say, well, I'm not going to exercise next time. So go ahead and do that. It's a challenge. I dare you to do it and make somebody's day. Be a soul on fire. Talk soon.